It was capital corruption last night, and in the wake of it, six clubs have questioned the overall governance of the SPFL. Welcome back to the channel. Rangers are one of those clubs, and it says half of the clubs in the Scottish Premiership, including Rangers and Aberdeen, are questioning the autonomy of an independent review into the governance of the SPFL. And I see a joint statement, also signed by St Johnstone, Motherwell, St Mirren and Livingston, expresses serious concerns over the report and overall governance of the league. The clubs say they are seeking full clarity on numerous issues to determine if further action is necessary. An independent review of the league's operations was commissioned in July after SPL chairman Murdoch McLennan apologised to Rangers as a dispute over sponsorship was concluded, of course. And, just to sum up, what we seen last night, Hibs against Celtic, I thought it was disgraceful. Some of the penalties being awarded and not being awarded in that game. But here, it's all a bit of banter, isn't it? You see the Sky Sports coverage after the game. Are they going to call it the fact that Hibs got denied two potential penalties? Aye, they'll call it one of them. And when Boyd tries to think that he thinks it's a penalty, he gets laughed at. The presenter fucking laughs at him. Honestly, it's a fucking mess. It is. I mean, I'm all for Chris Boyd and Chris Sutton having a bit of banter. I like the fact you can laugh and joke, right? Brilliant. But, like, come on. I mean, he's bringing up a valid point that Hibs probably should have had a penalty. And he actually gets laughed at by McFadden and Lennon. The state of affairs in this league are horrendous, man. The money in it, things like this. VAR is so inconsistent. It's a fucking joke. On the 22nd of January, the governing body announced that a draft report showed it complies with significant elements of the UK Code of Corporate Governance. With McLennan saying, I am reassured but not complacent. So we'll read a lot, there's a bit more to go here. The six clubs now say that the statement was issued without the approval of knowledge of league members, adding that it did not reflect the full findings of the report. The SPFL board is to meet at a future date to discuss the draft report's contents, making it highly inappropriate for the SPFL chairman to have made any public comment ahead of that meeting, adds the co-signed complaint. Regarding the report itself, the clubs and others are deeply concerned about its independence, given that the SPFL executive received the first draft of the report and made changes to it prior to sending it to SPFL board members. Of the 42 clubs, only one had the opportunity to input the report's investigation outside of current or previous SPFL board members. Despite several requests from the clubs, the report is yet to be released to any member of the clubs, despite the clubs footing the bill for its creation. End of quote. How many times are they going to say clubs? I feel like I'm saying SPFL clubs, clubs of SPFL, SPFL club board member clubs. Honestly, clubs. Next we're going to be whipping out cards, man. Anyway, the handling of the independent governance report has brought the club's governance concerns to a head, and it is now incumbent on the SPFL board and executive, for the sake of trust in those running our game, to provide clarity over these clear and deeply troubling concerns as a matter of urgency. End of quote. So, the BBC Scotland said they've approached the SPFL for comment on the matter. I think everything, the SFA, the SPFL, it's a disaster. Everything is, man. Honestly, see the rule book. They need to get a highlight of it, like I do. I have a big book. See what needs done for the day here on YouTube. I'll highlight it. They need to go through it. Cause see yesterday with that clash of heads given as a penalty, how that happens every other game. Or I say it happens every game. But more often than not, it doesn't really happen in the box. I think it will happen outside the box. But we've seen Rangers Aberdeen guy, I think it was Goldson he wiped out. It doesn't really matter who he wiped out. Oh, but if it's Goldson, he handled the ball like 5 times. I dead one. Right? But how many clash of heads do you see in the box, man, and they don't give anything? Honestly. To give a penalty for me was an absolute joke. The amount of clear and obvious mistakes that were made last night, and VAR didn't bother its arse to check them. It's a mess. As for Title 56 troops, I'm confident. I'm really confident. I see two teams at the top of the league, and I see one that's just getting worse, and I see another one that's building and getting better. Do the math, figure out which one of them's Rangers, and you'll have a happy end of season. But until next time, guys. Until next time. Peace.